Welcome. We are continuing with the TCV values of the formulations of the Vedic scriptures with a focus upon Srimad Bhagwad Geeta. Today we shall be taking up the aspect of formulations of equal TCV values. The prominent pair of formulations are Arjun and Krishna. Both these formulations are of TC value 19. We will be appreciating as to how that the TCV values progression could be along a line as well as the same can be along the circumference of a circle. And within the circle, it could be along any of the 8 directions, and within a sphere, it will be along any of the 10 directions, and then further within 4 space, the number of directions would increase, and we will start entering within the origin. These are the aspects with which we will be confronted while we will be facing the situations of formulations of equal TCV value. The formulation Krishna is a composition of 5 letters. It as a word contributes 1, as syllables contributes 2, as letter the contribution is 5. Step ahead, as TCV the contribution is 19. If we visit the formulation Arjun in respect of it as well, there will be going to be 1 contribution as a word, but there would be 3 contributions as syllables. Therefore, here itself, at this very step, these formulations of equal TCV values are started distinguishing their features. But there are formulations like the Yam and May. Both are of TC value 12. However, when we will visit the formulation May, it will have a contribution 1 as a word, 2 as syllables, 4 as letters, 12 as TC value, 30 as TTCV, 92 as FFTCV, 41 as FTCV, 40 as HTCV, 100 as TRCV, and 212 as STRCV. Now, if we shift to the formulation May, from May, if we shift to Yam, in respect of this formulation as well, when we have sequential progression of the 10 features of the formulations, beginning with the word as 1, as it is here, with 2 syllables, same to be here, 4 letters, exactly the same, the 12 TCV as it is in this case, 30 as it is here, and like that for all the 10 features. For both formulations, May and Yam, we see that all these 10 features of TCV value aspect of the formulations, these take us to the same end reach, and also at each sequential step as well, the values are parallel. Therefore, if we proceed as we are proceeding and restricting ourselves up till the 10 features of TC values, then we will see that here would be this series of formulations in respect of which it will not be possible to find any distinguishing feature. Both these formulations, as far as the test of the 10 features of TC value is concerned, these remain indistinguishable or remain at the same state. It is here where from we will be having a need for having additional features, additional method, additional processes in terms of which we can have the distinguishing characters, distinguishing mathematics, distinguishing geometric formats, distinguishing technologies of the formulations preserved like as may and yam. It would be blissful to take note that the god Surya had imparted the knowledge to May. So Surya Siddhant is a compilation of preservation of the enlightenment which had been imparted by God Surya himself to Yama. Now this Yama is of a eternal format, and upon this eternal format there is a change of orientation. Now it is this change of orientation for May becoming as a yam, as a linear expression is of values 9, 1, 1 and 1, and here it is 1, 1, 9 and 1. So from here, from this phase and stage, we will be having a flip, we will be transcending from the transcendental code values formats, from the manifested creation format of fourfold manifestation layers to the transcendental base. Now, the reach at the transcendental base would mean synthesis of the dimensions or the access of the same order. So whenever there would be values of the same features appearing, marking their presence in subsequent placements, then it will be taken that these are the values for the same order of the geometric formats, and these three values, equal values, like three linear axes or three dimensions of the same order, it will take us to dimensional synthesis. It is this phenomenon of dimensional synthesis and domain split. So domain split and dimensional synthesis are the phenomenon, and for which we will see that if we are within a space, say within 3 space, manifesting as 3 space content as a 3 space body, hypercube 3. Now this domain, this solid part, this volume part, is to be transcended. Firstly, it is to be glimpsed and to be imbibed. It is this feature which is said to be the feature of a rishi, seers. Seers can see through the domains. Seers can transcend through the domains. Seers' transcendence through the domain is the phenomenon, is the feature of Vedic mathematics, science and technology. And it is here where these formulations are becoming richas. The word formulations in Vedic Samhitas are the richas. These are the words of the Samhitas or formulation, the transcendental formulations. That is why it is called Richo Akshare Parme Viyoman. Here the space is a transcendental word. The space is Param Viyom. And this Param Viyom gives us TCV value 44. Therefore, we will be entering in another space, 44 as a domain, which will having 42 as a dimension, and 42 we know is the synthesis of a pair of transcendence ranges of a spatial order. So we are entering from the linear order space to a spatial order space. So with transcendence from here, we will be reaching the next space, this space is going to be at the origin. We know that hypercube 3 has 1, 2, 3 and 4 is taking us to 4 as a 4 space, which is the origin. And it is here from when we will be learning Vedic mathematics, we'll know the Eka Adhikain Purvain. We are getting the letters value. First letter A will get TC value 6, then it will be 4, 2, 7, and then again it will be 2, 4, 6. This would be the sequence. Now this 6, 4, 2 is Rishi, Re. This formulation in a cyclic order is going to be the transcendence path, and this is the path of the format of Ekadikein Purme. We will be coming to all these aspects. Here simple focus is that we shall appreciate that in respect of and in terms of the test of transcendental values of the formulations, there may arise a set of formulations which will not be having any distinguishing feature in spite of a sequential chase of 10 steps in respect thereof. And the illustrative situation is of Yam and Me. And this formulation has been chosen for the reason that Yam these are the letters, the 8 letters, the last class of the letters of Devanagari alphabet, and its orientation Me is taking us to the sadhaka who was imparted knowledge by Surya, sun god himself. We can have a pause here and take note that chapter 4 of Srimad Bhagwad Geeta, at the outset, at the initial stage, makes it very specific that eternity values, the eternity knowledge was imparted by Lord Krishna himself to Surya, to the sun god. Here we are reaching a situation when the sun god is imparting the knowledge to a me. With it, we will be knowing that there is a continuity of imparting of a knowledge. The Vedic knowledge flow, the Vedic knowledge imparting is inherently inbuilt in the Vedic system. It is this inherent inbuilt feature of the Vedic system which is to be comprehended. Sadhakas are fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems shall take that originally the whole knowledge was a single unwritten Veda. This domain of free flow of Vedic knowledge was organized by Maharishi Ved Vyas as 4 Vedas. It is this organization of the knowledge as 4 Vedas which is to be glimpsed. We have to place ourselves at a point of time when the knowledge was in a free flow state and the same was being organized by Maharishi Ved Vyas as composed scriptures. The composed scriptures and free flow has in between a Devanagari alphabet format. It is the settlement of Devanagari alphabet format. It is the manifestation of a Devanagari alphabet which takes us to a step behind at its base, which is a Vedic mathematics values base. Therefore, the question with which we will be confronted here will be that what is the way, or it is in which way we can approach Ganita Sutras for their meanings. Today we will be taking up in the next session an aspect of the way we can approach Ganita Sutras for their meanings. Yesterday we had, in respect of the Ganita Sutras discipline, had pointed to ourselves that first step is that we shall acquaint ourselves well with the text of Ganita Sutras. Today, a step ahead, we will be posing to ourselves and they will trying to initiate ourselves as to how and in which way we can approach, we shall approach the Ganita Sutras for their meanings. The chase of the organization format features of the text of Srimad Bhagwad Geeta as such will take us from the phase of the tabulation of the transcendental code values of its formulations to the interpretation of the values of TC value features. So each word gives us a set of 10 features. There is a range of 10 values in respect of each of the formulation. Now this range of 10 values in respect of every word formulation has its distinct meanings. How to glimpse, imbibe and apply these values is going to be our next phase of learning. Therefore, let us make a note in our notebook as that we shall have proper initiation for the way Ganita Sutras are to be approached for their meanings. It would mean glimpsing, imbibing these formulations as mathematical formulae for having a reach at the domains to which these values are meant for. One shall take up as many formulations as one can take. One shall make one's own TCV dictionary and try to have the tabulations. Now, like Yam and May, there are other set of formulations, say of a Shiv and Yog. Now, in case of Shiv and Yog as well, the TC value is 12, like Yam and May. Therefore, there would be a large ranges, there would be big sequential ranges of the formulations of equal TCV values. It will be a blissful exercise to enlist such sequential ranges of the formulations of equal TCV values, and then one shall tabulate their TCV tables of 10 features and try to glimpse and imbibe their parallel and distinguishing features of the members of such equal TCV ranges formulations. Now, another pair of formulations upon which we shall have a focus, it is Vrit and Ved. Ved and Vrit are having equal TC value 20, and it is said that the organization of Vedic knowledge is a distinct discipline than the knowledge itself. Knowledge and organization of knowledge are a pair of disciplines complementing and supplementing each other, running parallel to each other, and while the Vedic scriptures are composed, or when the Vedic knowledge is available in a composed form as scriptures, then the organization of the scripture is providing us values parallel to the knowledge itself. It is this organization features range parallel to the knowledge range of the scripture which brings us face to face with the phenomenon of a pure values having parallel applied values. Organization of knowledge is a sequence of applied values. The knowledge of the scripture is a set of a pure values. So pure values and applied values run parallel to each other. And in case of Ved, Ved as a vrit, Ved as a circle. Let us note down, we are at present having a more focus upon Ved vrit than upon Ved and vrit. This Ved vrit would mean a discipline of a knowledge which will have a parallel chase, simultaneous parallel chase of pure and applied value. Now, when we will have a visit to the formulation Vyas, its simple rendering is diameter. We were having these TCV values, words registration, as along a linear ranges. When we put this line arrangement along a circumference, or in other words, when line is transited and transformed into a circumference, or in other words, when line as a one space body is formatted as a boundary of a two space body, then the entire format, entire set of features, entire mathematics, entire geometrical domain transforms. And it is this transformation which is being chased by Vedic systems of having a chase for a circumference as a diameter. So it is this conversion of a circumference along a diameter, or it is this interrelationship, it is this coordination which is the achievement of the Vedic systems, and it is in terms of this achievement that pi, I, E and other linear processing limitations values of the modern system stand dispensed with by Vedic systems, or in other words, the Vedic systems transcend these limit points of the linear processing steps methodology of the modern system. In the next session, we will be taking up the Vedic mathematics as a discipline with whose help we have to proceed further with the knowledge and organization of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Thank you.